tomorrow, big news. We're taking a break so you guys can pay attention to this. Tomorrow, we have Hall of Famer, Laker great, friend of all of ours, a huge viewer of this show. Magic Johnson will join us, Stephen A. Smith.
I'm looking forward to it. The Magic Man in the house. How can we not?
What are you going to ask him?
I don't know yet. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You going to talk about Kobe?
When he and I talk, we
Lakers
talk
tanking?
for a long, long time.
Lakers tanking? Kobe?
You know, listen, I love Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That's my brother. I don't want to depress him by asking him too many questions about the Lakers. I care about him. I don't want him crying on national TV. I want to do that to him.
I don't know.
All I care about Magic is that he once called me the Michael Jordan of debaters.
Oh.
So,
He did?
yeah.
Well, Magic.
And that wasn't you, it was me.
Magic is not perfect. Magic
He's not perfect. He made a mistake?
made a mistake.
Oh, okay.
He made a mistake there.
All right, let's move on to the topic. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills announced Saturday that the team has reached an agreement in principle with Richie Incognito. The deal is for 1 year. Incognito last played for the Dolphins in 2013, but was kicked off the team for the high-profile bullying scandal involving former Dolphin teammate, you may remember him, Jonathan Martin. An NFL investigation revealed Incognito and 2 additional offensive linemen harassed Martin. The decision to sign Incognito is being criticized by some, saying it's a bad signing and a terrible message. But that is what some are saying. Stephen A., I don't know. Are you okay with this signing?
I have no problem with it whatsoever. This is America. This is the land of second chances. Now, there are some people like those across from me who would sit there and say there's been many, many chances. And we understand that.
Okay.
The man has been gone for the last half of the 2013 season, the entire 2014 season. And the bottom line is that all of that happened because of the bullying scandal. Now, there are things that are not very flattering, and we all know. And I'm going to leave it to you to chronicle. I got it right in front of me, but I know you do too. So I'll leave that to you to make your case. But for me, you know, real quickly, it comes down to, again, what are you going to do? The man has been going for 1.5 years. Okay, the whole bullying scandal are things that folks lamented. I remember Mike Ditka went on the air and said, I don't want bullies and I don't want babies. So he called Jonathan Martin a baby. Now, I'm not going to go that far to denigrate Jonathan Martin, no question about that. But at the same time, you do have people that have looked at him and felt a bit salty about what Incognito ultimately had to suffer because of the culture that exists in the locker room, some of the things that transpired, and how they felt it was unfair that he was singled out. Do I go that far? Absolutely not. I'm certainly not going to claim Incognito to be some innocent victim in all of this. But I do believe because of the bullying scandal that he has more than paid his debt. And he should be given an opportunity to come back in the NFL. Now, if you want to take everything into consideration and say that's why he shouldn't be in the NFL, then that's a different argument. But based on the bullying scandal, 1.5 years going from the game is more than enough.
Wait, before you go, Skip, what kind of message does that send, though, Stephen A.?
Well, I don't know.
If at all.
Well, first of all, as it pertains to the bullying scandal, if you want to talk to me about him harassing the female and doing what he allegedly did, that's a different ball game. I mean, some people would argue he should have been in jail. That's a different ball game. But as it pertains strictly to the bullying scandal, I don't care what anybody says about the kind of message. All right, Incognito, you can't act that way. Pump your brakes. Learn how to act. That's fine. What did they do? They sent the message. Suspended for the last half of the 2013 season. Nobody picked him up for the entire 2014 season. You are trying to tell me because you were in the locker room and a 315-pound man was saying that he felt bullied that you should be gone forever? Because of bullying? Are you kidding me? I mean, I just don't think, I think it's excessive. And I'm not saying that Incognito was right, and I'm not trying to defend him. What I am saying, however, is 1.5 years going without a paycheck, costing yourself millions and jeopardizing your career. I think for bullying, I think, okay, enough's enough. You got the message. Now it's time to let the man resume his career and give him an opportunity to do that.
You know, this is America, and everybody deserves an 8th, 9th, or 10th chance, except Richie Incognito. Rex Ryan, in his introductory press conference at Buffalo, we're going to bully this division. So I guess he picked the right guy to help him bully this division. Stephen A., I've talked to so many people around the league who hoped that the NFL would just turn its back on Richie Incognito, because it's not one or two things. I'm about to go through the litany here.
Sure.
It's so many things, so many of which are so disgusting that you just wish the NFL would finally say no, just the way it said no finally to a Vince Young, or to apparently a Josh Freeman, or to apparently a Tim Tebow. Just no. We've had enough of you for whatever reasons with those three guys, but these reasons are these reasons. And I'm just going to quickly refresh your memory. At Nebraska, he spat on a player in one game. He picked a fight in a blowout loss against Penn State. He got in a fight during practice and was suspended indefinitely. This is all in college at Nebraska.
Okay.
Involved in a fight at a party, convicted of misdemeanor assault, paid $500 fine. Finally suspended indefinitely from the program by Bill Callahan for repeated team violations. Left the program, went to Oregon, and lasted all of 1 week in Oregon before he was dismissed from the team. So he gets drafted by the Rams because he's a good football player. And he makes it for a while with the Rams, even though he was voted the dirtiest player in the National Football League. But finally, in 2009, he was benched for the second time for losing his composure on the football field, anger issues, and the Rams finally waived him. And he landed for the last 3 games of that year with the Buffalo Bills, who checked out his act and chose not to retain him and resign him for the next year. So he goes to Miami, and you brought up that incident, and I just can't get past it. It is so demeaning and disgusting what he did to that female volunteer at the Dolphins preseason charity golf tournament that it's just hard for me to work around it. It's just hard to get over it. This is a bad guy. I'm sorry. We can go back and forth on bullying of a 315-pound man. I get all that. But in the end, not worth the trouble to me, except for Rex Ryan, who's trying to make a new splash with the Buffalo Bills. Maybe he'll fit in with Rex. Maybe Rex can kind of help rehabilitate him after the year and a half he's been out of football.
Let's go to this. Okay. First of all, let me be very, very clear. If it is true that he molested a woman, why was he in the league to begin with before 2013? That's what they're saying here. During the investigation into his time in Miami, it was also revealed he had molested a woman during a charity golf tournament in 2012. That's what I'm saying. Now, supposedly there was some denials going on there. People said they saw it or he was denying it. Whatever. To me, if he's guilty of that, he should be in jail. My argument. Well, I think then he went out, and after the findings in the investigation were released, Incognito took a baseball bat to his own Ferrari. Shortly thereafter, he sought mental health treatment. I guess what I'm saying to you is this: those things alone, you should be in jail. You should be out of the league. My position is that whatever it was, all of these things that you chronicled. He was in the league in 2013. So if he's been out of the league for the last year and a half, it's because of the bullying scandal. I'm saying to you, you want to tack on all of that stuff, I'm with you. It's no problem. But they're saying no because what you heard is not necessarily all true or whatever. So we're not flies on the wall. We didn't see what happened. We don't know. That's why he was still in the league. So if he was still in the league and all you're prefacing this on is the bullying scandal, which is what everybody else is doing, why has he been going for the last year and a half? I'm saying he doesn't need to be going for the last year and a half based off the bullying scandal. You want to tack on everything else? Got no problem with it. He should be going. But the bullying scandal to me is not enough to cost this man his career. It is not enough.
Okay, remember, last year he was eligible to play and had some tryouts, workouts, and nobody...
I understand that. What I'm saying is, and Rex Ryan decided to give him a chance. I'm telling you, if I am a coach and I need an offensive lineman, and the only thing you're bringing me is this bullying scandal, he's back in. Look, don't be a bully. Let's go. And if you act up, you got a 1-year deal, I'll cut you quicker than you can say your last name or your first name. You're going to be gone. But I'm going to give you a chance if the issue is the bullying scandal. What I hate that we do is that Richie Incognito, you barely hear anything about him. Now, all of this stuff that was in his background, when did we hear about it? When the bullying scandal. That's the kind of stuff that rubs me the wrong way.
I don't know. I knew he was the dirtiest player, voted dirtiest.
Dirtiest player. You hear stuff about stuff. You're hearing that about Ndamukong Suh. Who wouldn't sign him? Okay? The point that I'm trying to make is, if this stuff really had occurred and it took place, why was he in the league and why did we hear about it only after the bullying scandal? Because the bullying scandal, to me, as heinous as everybody wants to act like it is, it's not nearly as troubling as the other stuff.
Sure.
That's my problem with this.
I think a head coach would have to be a little nervous about the impact he can have on your locker room. He's going to take over a locker room for better or for worse. Some people thought he was a team leader in Miami. Some, to a fault, thought he was the team leader in Miami.
And I'm saying to you that you had, some would argue that you had not all, but you had a little bit too many weak brothers on Miami.
Well,
because with some other teams, I know plenty of players that said he wouldn't have been a problem in our locker room.
Right?
Who was he gonna come at? Who was he gonna come like that? He wasn't gonna come at us like that. You see, so my point is that if it's sometimes it's about the character of the individual, and that's not to knock Jonathan Martin, mild-mannered, intellectual, well-educated individual, doesn't want to vibe with that kind of behavior. No, there's no crime in that. But it's football, and it gets a little dirty and grimy down there. And sometimes when you want to get on your grind, you got to have grinders.
It's safe to say that he will be on a short leash again. Just a 1-year contract, a deal in principle. I'm sure all eyes will be on Richie Incognito as he signs with the Buffalo Bills. We leave it there and talk about a special guest we have. Here's an interesting story. Stevie Wonder gave him his nickname back in the day, believe it or not. You guys know him as Chocolate Thunder. Welcome to the desk, everyone. Daryl Dawkins, how are you?
I'm doing better now.
You doing better now? Okay, we're talking basketball. NBA All-Star on the other side.
How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Chocolate Thunder joins us. We'll be right back in just a few moments. How are